Yes, the first card you have for your past is a Judgment. Yeah, this is a huge change. This big angel's trumpeting, everyone's getting up. So huge change, big revelation. That's what this is. And okay, so this is what I'm getting. It feels like there's something in your mind. You've always known this. You've always known about this logically. But this is about coming to a final realization about something. And it feels like, okay, I'm realizing this now. I've always known this, but this is coming to my head now. I need to do something about this. And I think I have to put this thing away. It's like something you're going to have to put away, or you have, or you were at this time. I know this is in the past, but time's fluid. So it feels like, yes, I've got to put this away in this box now. I can't keep this out anymore. Yeah, you had to let something go. And you had to let something go to bring new things in. It actually feels like a person here. There's a person, and it feels like you've been carrying them around in your energy. And yeah, I think they've been in your heart. This person's been in your heart. They've been in your heart, and they've been there for a long, long time. If this is about an ex, it might be someone else, but if it is an ex, I'm not seeing any, I'm not getting any desperation. I'm not getting any big hurt. I think maybe when you first missed them, you did have that. Very, very terrible. But now it doesn't feel like that. It's kind of just a low level, okay, I'm carrying them around with me. I know I am. I don't think you're trying to talk to them. I don't think you're trying to do anything. It's not about physicality. It's not about, oh, I want to be with them physically. It's about someone's energy and carrying them with you. I hope that makes sense to someone, because I'm seeing this quite clearly. You know, I think some people just come into our lives and, you know, they make a huge impact on our lives. And obviously this is what happened here. This person made a huge impact on you. And I don't think you could pinpoint exactly why that was. You know, I think if someone asked you, why is this person's energy around you? What's so important about them? If they asked you that, I don't think you could even answer them. It's just something. It's just a feeling. It's not just having that person's soul there. It's the connection as well. It's both those things. You were very connected, and they're just still there, or they were for a long time. And again, you know, you might even be with someone else. You might not, but it's not about being unfaithful. It's not even about wanting to be with them, I don't think, because, you know, practically, I don't think that's possible for some reason. That's what I'm seeing. But yeah, there's something else I'm seeing here that's between you and this person that was in your head and in your heart. It's a bit strange. There's some kind of parallel here that happens between you, between your lives. You know, even if you're not together, it's like something will happen to them, and then a similar thing will happen to you. And it's the other way around as well. Something will happen to you and the same thing will happen to them. Very strange. So it's almost as if you're linked in that way as well. Very strange. But, you know, I think you finally just said, I'm going to make the effort. I'm going to make the effort to let them go now, as much as I possibly can. Because I think maybe you've tried some trial runs at this before. You might have tried to do this before, but this time feels very, very different. This is a big shift. This is the Judgment card. It actually feels quite peaceful, because the Judgment card can be about final days, you know, when people move on to the other life. So that can be peaceful sometimes, not always, but this does feel peaceful to me. So it's going to happen slowly. You know, I have to be honest here. I think if this resonates, there's always going to be a small part of them there, I think, but it'll be a lot smaller. It won't be as intrusive as it has been. And new things are coming in. New things are going to come into that space. I'm seeing some kind of moving here, moving or traveling. I've been seeing this in your readings for a while, I think. But, you know, a change of scene, a change of atmosphere, that's really going to make a difference as well if that happens. Because sometimes, you know, if we see the same things every day, we can conjure up the same memories every day. So, yeah, that'll make a big difference. I really hope that helps someone, and I hope someone understands what that is, because it was a little bit abstract, I know. Okay, so the next card you have your past, the Knight of Cups. If yourself going through this process, if you feel like, no, I'm changing, I'm shifting, I'm letting them go, I can feel that, if that's how you're feeling, yeah, this is the start of a really big shift. And what the Judgment card is about is a huge change in your life. Big change. Doesn't mean it has to happen really quickly. It can happen slowly, which is what I'm seeing here. And it's like a letting go process. So it's going to change, it's going to change the kinds of people that are attracted to you. That's what I'm seeing. So you're attracting one kind of person, and now you're going to attract a different kind of person if you're single, or even if you're not, you have friends, all kinds of different people. So I know this is a little bit confusing. I'm trying to explain this. It's almost like, this is what I'm getting, it's almost like people who need help are attracted to you. That's what I'm getting. And I think you did help this person in the Judgment card, when you were with them, you gave them that help freely. You wanted to help them. And I think that's just a part of your makeup as well. It's a beautiful part of you. You don't want to lose that, and you're not going to lose that. You might maybe work in a caring profession, like a carer, doctor, therapist, teacher, even something like that, because it's a part of you. I'd be surprised if you weren't in one of those professions. There's a beautiful part of you that I'm seeing here, a really beautiful part of you that makes people feel at ease. A lot of people feel as if they can be themselves around you, flaws and all, problems and all. And, but sometimes the other side of that is some people use that to their advantage. Some people use that as a reason to be at their worst and to stay at their worst. Not everyone, but some people. So you've attracted both categories. You've attracted, some of the worst, some of the not so bad. But the thing is, you deserve someone who wants to be their best for you. You deserve someone who isn't just going to sit there and go, oh, well, I'm at my worst. They accept that. They just put up with that. I'm not going to change at all. You don't deserve that. And, here's this beautiful knight. He's on his best behaviour. He's all dressed up, being his best and all that. And, I'm not talking about being dressed up. I'm not talking about the superficial best. You know that. I'm talking about what's on the inside. But this shift, this letting go, it's going to open up a much wiser side of you as well going forward. I'm not saying you're not wise, you are, but you're going to expect pretty much the same as what you give from now on. You're going to expect, I should say, people to treat you in that same caring way. Not exactly like you. You're not expecting a clone of yourself, but you want people to meet you at your equal, or at least try to step up to help you and help themselves. That's what I'm seeing there. And that's what I'm seeing here in this card that's under this as well, the Two of Cups. So yeah, you want an equal connection. Here it is, equal give and take. Look at these two. They're equal, they're the same height, they're mirroring each other. Now, if you're single, I'm getting this feeling, it's maybe you've been out of action for a while, maybe you haven't been very well, maybe you've been ill, maybe not, but there's some reason why. I'm just picking up on a bit of isolation here. I don't know why that is, but this whole shift, it's almost like an awakening process. It's going to have you almost coming out of your box. Like the people in the Judgment card, they're coming out of their boxes literally. So yeah, more confidence, coming out of yourself, feeling a lot stronger, a lot wiser. So this is really good. This is a really important shift for you that I'm seeing. Okay, the other thing is, I'm feeling someone around you. It feels like a new person. If you're single, obviously. Yeah, there's someone you already know. They're in your energy, and yeah, I think you've already had conversations with them. You've built up some kind of relationship with them already, a friendship, I think. Because look at this caduceus between this couple. They're connecting, they're having conversations. And so I'm seeing a crash. Actually, it's a happy crash. It's like someone crashing into your life. At this time of year, there are parties and things like that. So I think you might be at something like that. It might not be, but there's some kind of an excuse, I think. This person's going to just make an excuse to come to something where you are, or be at the same thing that you're at. They're going to just turn up. It's like, oh, I'm crashing the party. It's kind of that. Might not be that, but it's like someone's just kind of turning up unexpectedly. And, you're going to be a little bit like, oh, that's unexpected. Where do they come from? What are they doing here? I haven't seen them for years. Or it's going to be like that. But for you, it's going to be unexpected. But for them, they've been planning this, they've been thinking about this, and they've been thinking about you quite a lot. So this might give you an idea of who this is. I'm seeing some repetitions, like day after day or week after week. So I think that there might have been some daily thing or weekly thing you used to go to, and I think maybe you used to see them there, and you'd have conversations with this person. Really very, very kind of free-flowing, very easy, very nice conversations. It feels very easy, very natural, very warm, no problems at all. I don't know if you're attracted to them physically. I don't know, because I get the feeling that you didn't think of them as any more than a friend at that time. Yeah, I don't know, but that should give you an idea of who this is, if that resonates. But it feels very good, very, very good. Okay, so the first card you have, your presence, the moon. Yeah, very, very deep card. It's about deep thoughts, introspection. Sometimes it can be about dreams, nightmares, and sometimes it can be quite serious. It can be depression and things like that. So, okay, so I'll just talk about the first thing I'm getting here. There's a relationship here. So obviously this is for people who are in a relationship or some kind of love connection. It feels a bit like you do love them. You do love this person, but it feels like there are a lot of problems around them. I'm seeing work problems, money problems. I'm seeing much deeper problems than that. But they might be fixating on concrete problems like work and all of that kind of thing. But there are deeper problems there. So, okay, this is very strange. I'm seeing an oyster. I'm seeing an oyster, and it's just slightly opened. It's not fully open, it's just a little bit opened. So I think this is what this illustrates, this oyster. I think it's like, that's what they're like. The real them's kind of inside there somewhere. The pearl's inside the oyster, but you can't open it. You can't prise it opened. I'm not saying they're false. I'm not saying they're fake or anything like that. They're not hiding their true selves. It's just this fear of opening up properly. They can't open up properly. And if this is you, it must be quite difficult to deal with, very difficult to deal with, because they go through a lot of different moods, I think, and you can see that, you're witnessing that, and they're going through a lot on the inside, but you can't get to the inside. Look at the face on this moon. It's really moody. There's a sun, and so sometimes they're okay, it's sunny. Sometimes they're like the moon, moody. Sometimes, the rain's coming down. It's all different kinds of things. Lots and lots and lots of different moods all the time. Very, very difficult to deal with. Very exhausting. I don't want to say leave them. That's not what I want to say. And I'd never say that anyway. And I can see that there's love here as well. But going back to what I was seeing in the Judgment card, there's this big change, this big shift. So I think the way that you deal with them from now on, I think it's going to be quite different. It feels like you helped them, a bit like a therapist. It was almost like you were like the therapist. But you weren't able to be a proper therapist because they wouldn't open up properly. So even then, you couldn't quite do that. But, the thing is, they need to want to help themselves. You can only do so much, and they have to help themselves. I don't know how serious this is, but I don't know whether this is deep depression, whether it's anxiety, or it might just be lots of problems. But they have to, whatever it is, they have to make an effort. They have to make an effort. And I think for you, instead of trying to keep on, prying open this oyster that never opens properly, it might be that you have to have a conversation with them, where you just say something like, I really care about you, but you need to get some kind of help. You need to help yourself. I want to help, but I can't do this for you. I can't do this for you. So I think I really need to just be by myself for a while. I'd like you to deal with this. and then, you know, hopefully things will work. But so yeah, I'm seeing that you might actually have to take some time out for yourself, just to give you a break and to give you both some thinking time, not just for you, but for them as well. And it's all coming back to the Judgment card. Everything's coming back from that. This big change. It's like you're changing. You're changing the way you approach different people. You're changing the way you approach this person, this love connection. But they're going to have to change as well. They're going to have to change as well. It can't be one person that changes in the relationship. Two people have to change. So things are absolutely shifting. Sometimes the shifts are painful. Sometimes they're not, but they're all to bring you into the right direction, if that makes sense. Okay, so the next card you have your presence, the Empress. I love this beautiful card, really nurturing. And again, this is you. This is what you're like. Yeah, this is interesting as well. Have a look at this. She's wearing a string of pearls around her neck. So here's the pearls and the oysters again. Here's that reference again. So also just thinking about pearls, you know, this is the Mother card, and pearls are a bit like, you know, a bit like a little baby inside the oyster. So, and they grow inside there. So this love connection in the Moon card, you know, it might be that their problems go all the way back to their childhood, even when they were tiny. So if that's the case, and if you know that, this is going to be quite a difficult thing to deal with. It's going to take a long time to deal with. So just putting that out there, because I was just seeing that those pearls, it just made me think of that. But yeah, you need to protect yourself. You need to protect yourself. You need to nurture yourself like this Empress. You know, you can't be dealing with all these different faces in the Moon card all the time. It's really exhausting. You have to take care of yourself. My feeling is that they might be starting to notice this shift inside you. They might be feeling that energy coming from you. And if that's the case, just be aware of this, because it might make them want to go in one direction, which is, you know, I want to change, I want to do something, I want to help myself. Or it might make them go into the other direction, which is, you know, being even more moody, even more difficult. You know, they might think something like, oh, even they're rejecting me now. Great, more problems, you know, and they go into even more moods. So I hope they don't do the second category, but, you know, I have to be real. I have to be real with what I'm seeing. It's a possibility. So just watch out for that, because it could go either way if that's what you do. But you need to protect yourself anyway. So no matter what they do, you do need to care for yourself, nurture yourself, get some time to yourself. That's what I'm seeing in that card. Yeah, so the last card you have your presence is the Nine of Wands. Yeah, here it is again. So yeah, deep down, a part of them does want to open up. They want to come closer to you. Like this man, you know, he's moving forward very slowly, very reluctantly. It's difficult. It's not easy for them. You know, they're not showing their whole self to you, though, like this man again. You know, they're hiding part of themselves behind a barrier, like this barrier here. So, yeah, it's exactly what I was seeing in the Moon card. Lots of problems going on in their mind with this bandage that's around his head. You know, so I'm also getting a little bit of a disconnect here. If this person, this might not apply, but I'm just seeing this come up. So if this does apply to you, it might be that they're being really difficult, really moody, really upset, showing all of that side to you, but maybe to the world, maybe to other people, they're not showing that to them. If that's the case, that can be really isolating for you. So make sure you've got someone who you can confide in, that you can tell all the truth to, someone you can trust. If you can find someone like that, that's a lot less isolating for you, and a bit easier for you to deal with. I hope they're not doing that, because that's a very difficult road. If they go down that road, if they're pretending one thing to you and one thing to another person, because that indicates to me that they can change. Because if they can do one thing to you or one thing to another person, or act in a different way, they know how to change themselves. They know how to act. So that makes things quite difficult if they're like that. So watch out for that. I would say if they're starting to be like that, that is a little bit of a red flag. Okay, that's only in few cases, I think. Okay, the other thing I'm seeing here is it feels like something's missing. It feels like information. I think this is information, personal records, something like that. Might be medical records. Yeah, it might be medical records. If you're going into any kind of therapy, medical treatment, or anything else like that, make sure you keep a record of some of the times and dates and treatments and things yourself when you can, because something might be missing. They might not have all the information, all the correct information. So just, they might say, oh, I don't have all of that here. I don't have everything. That's what I'm getting. So just make sure you have all the copies of that on you, dates, times, even if it's handwritten, doesn't matter. Yeah, you might have to fill someone in. You might have to tell them what the information is if they don't have that information. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I hope that makes sense to someone. I hope it does. So, okay, so the first card you have for your future is the Queen of Swords. I love this queen. I love this queen. A lot of people don't like this queen. She seems quite stern. She's very serious. But what I love about her is, she knows who she is. She knows what she wants. She knows what she doesn't want, which I love. Not a lot of people know that. So, okay, this is what I'm seeing in this card. It's a little bit strange, so just prepare for this. Okay, I'll just tell you what I'm seeing. There's a woman here. She's very stubborn. She's not like this queen. She's not exactly like this queen. She's fun. She's funny. I'm seeing a lot of really funny stories, and there's animals. I'm seeing animals around her as well. So, okay, there's some kind of accident here, or something like that. Now, I don't think this woman's on this earth. I don't think she's here on this earth. I don't think this accident's the reason why they're not here. It feels like this accident happened a while ago, a long time ago, before she left. It's two separate things. The accident's one thing, and her leaving is a different thing. They're not connected. Now, if this is making any sense to you, if you know who this is, the message here is you're not responsible for this accident. If you feel responsible for an accident, you are not. It was an accident. That's the big message there. The other thing is, whoever this is, this woman, she wishes that she treated people more fairly. I don't know what that means. Something was unfair, and she wishes that things had happened in another way. So that's what I'm seeing there. I just had to say that I don't want to upset anyone. I don't want to upset anyone. So if this isn't about you, or if this makes you angry, just ignore that. Just ignore that. It's not for you, but it's for someone. It's for someone. Okay, so we'll go on to the next card now. Yeah, the next card you have for your future is the Three of Wands. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing a lot in your readings, a lot. It's here again now. So it's in the Justice card as well. Someone's waiting for you to travel. Someone's waiting for you to travel to them, or they're waiting to be able to maybe travel to you. Yeah, this is someone who's really close to you. They might be a relative. I think they might have a child as well, or it might be you that has the child. There are three people here. So if this is you, you are going to be able to see them. You are going to be able to spend time with them. There's some kind of waiting. There's something you have to wait for. Yeah, there's a lot of impatience around this as well. If you look at this man and you look at what he's wearing, there's this sash that's over his shoulder or on his back or whatever it is, and it looks a bit like checkers, a racing flag. So there's impatience here. You want this to happen, they want this to happen, but I think you know that there's this roadblock here. I think you know you have to wait, and I think you know it's going to be removed. So it's just a matter of, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So I think you both know that. I think there was a financial barrier around this as well, but that's been cleared up. I think that money is there, it's waiting and ready for this to happen. Yeah, you know this is going to happen. You're definitely going to get there. You're going to be able to see this person. I can see that as well. So if you do have doubts, that is going to happen. Okay, so the last card you have, your futures, the Tower. Yes. I hate seeing this at the end, but here it is. What can I do? It's here. So, all right. I don't want you to worry too much about this. I'm not seeing any big physical things happening. I'm not seeing anyone walking out. I'm not seeing third parties. I'm not seeing your house falling down. Nothing terrible like that. It's okay. Don't stress. What I am seeing is words. I'm seeing criticism. It feels nasty, actually. Nasty criticism. Now, I don't know if you're taking care of someone. It might be this child that I was seeing in the Three of Wands. It might be that you have a child. Maybe not, but I am seeing you taking care of someone. Now, there's someone else who's not normally around you, but they're going to be around you at this time. And I think you've always had some kind of an impression that they think you're fine, and that they think whatever you're doing is fine, you're doing a good job, or whatever it is. Then I'm seeing this criticism just coming out. It's going to come out of nowhere, and it's going to completely change the way you see this person. Because it's like, oh, they see me like that, do they? I thought they saw me as fine, and now they see me as this really negative thing. That really hurts. I didn't know that. I was going along in my life thinking they thought this of me, and now they don't. So that's what I'm getting there. So yeah, you're going to have a completely different perception of them as well. I've got to say, it's not going to feel good. I have to be honest. But you know, the thing is, you'll know exactly where you stand with them, and you'll be able to move forward after that. I think this is family. You know, because this is the time when a lot of people spend time with family. And I was seeing someone who isn't around you all the time, but you see them sometimes. So it's someone that's going to come from somewhere to see you, or you'll see them, or it's, you know, a family Christmas thing, or whatever it is you do. Now, yeah, it's going to come out. It's going to come out. I don't think you deserve this criticism. It feels like it's something that's just a difference of opinion. But yeah, what's right for them's right for them, and what's right for you is right for you. But yeah, they're going to be quite nasty. So it's not really, partly it's about the criticism, but more of it is going to be about the actual words that they say. Very nasty words. And you might even end up, you know, yeah, you might even end up distancing yourself from them, or, you know, even blocking them. It might be that serious. But you'll know where you stand. The air's cleared, even though it's nasty. You know how they think. And you'll be able to move forward from there. So a bit of a nasty ending. I don't like that ending. But at least everyone knows where they are, which for an Aries is good. But you're not Aries. Sorry about that.